Hi, my name is Koku with blackfilm.com. I am here with the beautiful Amber Riley. She's the star of the BET Plus holiday movie, Christmas Déjà Vu. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for
I
having
had to
me.
take my time. It's so good to see you and speak to you.
You too. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for having me.
No, I mean, I want to tell you, no, thank you. And I watched the movie. I
Oh,
was,
yay!
yeah, no, I did.
You've
I'm
seen
like,
it before I have. I haven't even seen
I was like, this is a roller coaster. What is she going through?
it. Yes,
But I mean, I
yes.
guess ultimately the movie is about making choices in a sense, right? And just like what,
hmm
where you could land. And let's just
Yeah, and
talk to us more about it. Yeah.
I think it is. I think it's about making choices, but I also think that it's about making do and making the best out of what it is that you have
Hmm.
and finding the good in your situation.
Mm.
And that's why I love that. I love the theme of that movie. Like she had everything that she thought that she wanted. But did it turn out the way that she wanted? You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Was it the best thing for her? It really wasn't about the circumstances and the situation. It was about her attitude and how she was projecting, and I love that lesson.
I love that lesson, and I always tell people too. Like one of the things I always repeat is wherever you're at, there you are. So
hmm
whether or not you're in New York, LA, Chicago, wherever you are, I mean, like literally, you are just who you are. So you can't escape yourself. So I
Yes,
think
that's
that's kind
very
of,
true.
yeah, that's one of the things that I think that the story really told. And so
hmm
I mean, you got to work with Loretta Divine, and you guys have something in
Yes,
common. You got something in common.
I don't think anybody understands.
I'm trying to figure this out because I know we know who Miss Loretta Divine is, and I'm like Amber. She done
I
took the baton and ran with it, right? But now you
I
in front
love
of.
her. I love
What
Loretta
is that like?
Divine.
Yes, that I mean, I don't even know what I would do. There's just very few people where I'm just like Loretta Divine is one of those people, definitely.
But then like you want to be starstruck, but then like she's so warm that you
Mm.
can't. You kind of are just like auntie. Like you just she has such a warm presence and inviting presence. She's so much fun. She's hilarious.
Oh
She
wow.
marches to the beat of her own drummer. I really love working with her. I have like my dream books and my dream casting for like projects and stuff that I'm involved in or developing, and she's always on my cast sheet. I
Oh,
promise you, like, because I've always wanted her to play my mom. So this movie was a like once
it
they told me
happened.
like, oh, it was the red. Oh, I'm in. Like you, all you had to do, you could have started off with before I read the script. If you told me she was in it, I was gonna make it work. And then I don't even know if we're supposed to reveal, but like we sing together in this, like.
I mean, who? Okay, let's just be honest. You see a movie like this is really because I mean I was talking about why I wanted to see the movie, and you see Loretta Devine and Amber Riley. I mean, why would y'all not be singing? So that's not a real, not a
It was just
surprise.
like, this is a no-brainer.
And
Okay.
that's what I wanted to ask you about. It's like you get to sing with Loretta Devine, like, and
Yeah.
let's not get it twisted, Amber. You have a gift beyond like words.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
I always want to ask people like you because you can sing really good, right? It's just effortless to you, I would imagine. You're just like just
There's
effortless.
effort.
So I was gonna ask you, like, are you like the kind of person like you sing like there's some people that can sing, like they sing all the time, like you sing in the menu, you singing in the
hmm
shower, you singing at the dinner table. Are you that person?
I am definitely that person. Since I was a kid, singing and dancing, like my mom be like, "Oh God, I gotta take Amber to the grocery store. Please, when we go in there, don't be dancing down the aisles, like, cause I'll get lost. Like if it's a song I like, I'll start singing and dancing. This is since
And
I
it's like,
was
where's
really
she
little,
at?
like 5 years old. So
Hmm.
the music is in me for sure.
Wow. And do you come from a musical family?
Yes, like
Okay.
my mom's side, her and her sisters used to be in a singing group.
Hmm.
My mother sings, and on my dad's side, most of them play instruments. So I
Hmm.
come from like a very theatrical, musical family.
Hmm. And you did theater. And I mean, speaking of Dreamgirls, you did that in what, in
hmm
London?
Yes, I did it on the West End. I
What was
did.
that like?
It was hard.
Yeah.
Broadway's hard.
Hmm.
Broadway's hard. It's a discipline. It's no social life. It's no drinking. It's no
Mm,
being out. That lyric Jay-Z has. You never saw Kobe at the after party. That's what it is.
very
That's
true. Very
exactly
true.
what it is.
The turn ups and stuff like that, the Kobe's, the Kevin Durant's, you don't see those people doing the same thing that some of their, their teammates do. That's true.
You
Yeah.
legitimately cannot.
You can't
Like you
get there.
have
Yeah.
to.
Hmm.
You have to focus in, and you have to you gotta be rested, and being Dreamgirls, I played Effie, so that's essentially like the leading lady of the show.
Yes.
You set the precedents and the standards, so I had to take that responsibility, and I took it very, very seriously, and it's the hardest thing that I've ever done in my career, for
Really?
sure. Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
hardest thing that I've ever done in my career, but
Because
the most rewarding.
yeah, no, I can imagine because I mean it's live. You're just in front
Yeah.
of it all every night. And how many
Yeah.
days a week were you doing this?
I started off just doing 5, because 8 shows a week. I was like, doing this show,
Hmm.
no. Um, and then I did 7, and then by the end, I was back at 5 because of a vocal injury.
Mm. Vocal injuries. I mean, yeah, you never really
Mm,
hear about stuff like that. So that's just from singing,
no.
almost like singing too much.
Yeah, singing is a sport, just like anything. You're
Yeah.
using your muscle. So
Yeah.
injury happens, and then you just recover and you keep on going.
Hmm. Do you think
Like
that?
any.
No, no. Do you? I mean, obviously, like I said, you have a gift, and you do get a lot of roles that do center around that gift. Do you find that
Mhm.
that makes Hollywood a little bit easier for you, or is there a sort of a strange kind of typecasting, like, oh, I'm singing again? Like, do you? Is it a challenge
I
or is
mean,
it a?
I try to balance. There are
Hmm.
some projects that I'll do if I feel like, okay, the singing is in it, but I try to separate singing and acting. There have been roles that I've had that had nothing to do with singing,
Hmm.
and that's been great. And then there's some roles where there's singing in it. Um, it just depends. It just
Hmm.
depends on what it is. I don't think that it makes it any easier, because there are plenty of singers that sing really, really well. Um,
I mean,
I audition like everybody else does.
I hear you, but there's, I'm not trying to be shady, but everybody don't sing on the level. So some of you guys can walk in and just, you got a little bit of an edge or a whole lot of edge. But I want to get back to Christmas Deja Vu. I mean, I would say in many ways it's a comedy. It's a bit of a love story, and it's
Mm,
some drama too. That's why I said, yo, it
mhm.
was a roller coaster because there were times where your character was going through it. And I thought that was interesting because it's like it
Mm.
wasn't like sugar coated. Like, I mean, to be honest, it was kind of like real issues, like people that we know.
Yeah, I mean, it's everyday struggle,
Yeah.
you know, um, trying to achieve your dreams, trying to figure out what your dreams are,
Hmm.
feeling worthy of your own dreams. Like, there's so many different themes in it, and there's so many. I feel like so many people will identify with the character,
I think so.
because I've been in that space where it
Yeah.
was just like, okay, I'm working this job, and I need this job to eat, but this is not my purpose. This is not what I want to be doing with the rest of my life. But I also don't know where to start,
Hmm.
to even achieve my dreams. I don't even know how to start. And then there's things that you do to cope that aren't
Yeah.
necessarily healthy for you,
Yeah.
but they're getting you through the day. You think it's getting you through the day. So yeah, I think people can identify with that aspect of it, especially people that have Hollywood dreams, big
Yeah.
dreams that aren't necessarily as accessible.
Yeah.
Sometimes going to school, getting a degree, getting a job, moving your way up the corporate ladder seems like there's more steps, and it makes more sense than somebody that wants to be a world renowned singer or a
Yeah.
dancer or a
They're gonna probably
writer.
laugh it off, like, oh, okay,
Yeah,
yeah, you
it's a
want to
little
be,
hard.
yeah.
It's
Hmm.
harder. It's just
Hmm.
it's just harder.
Hmm. No, that's a great lesson. I think just Stephen to really to take away from that is just like you even said yourself just now. You were just speaking sort of casually, but like you still audition. It's not
Yeah.
like yeah, you still have to audition, and I mean we've seen you in countless roles and some pretty
Hmm.
epic roles, of course, but you still have to put in that work. And so what I guess the question I have is that even at the level where you are, where you have the visibility and you have the work behind you, and you're still auditioning. Does it
Hmm.
get to a point where it sort of looks like because a lot of times people think of people as overnight successes, but they don't understand the work that goes behind the scenes. So does it like the more work you get, the sort of the easier it gets to get work? Does it feel that way too?
Not as a black woman. Maybe if I was
Mm.
white.
Okay, no, fair enough. No, for real. I didn't. Yeah,
I mean, maybe if I was white, because
yeah.
I see some white girls, and not to say that they don't work hard,
No,
not
okay.
to say that white people don't work hard, but there's a difference in Hollywood, and
Mm-hmm.
period, point blank. There are less roles for black women. There are even more less roles for plus size black women.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? There are even more less roles for trans women. There are
Mm-hmm.
even more less roles for, you know what I'm saying? So it's
No,
just, it keeps
it's
continuing to
narrowing and that. Mm-hmm.
dwindle down, and it narrows the playing field.
Very good
And
point.
I think the more visible you are, the better auditions that you get.
Mm.
I have this kind of best of both worlds where my introduction was into white Hollywood, if you like to say. I
Mm-hmm.
was on Glee, so I have seen those casting directors and met those casting directors. Um, and then, moving into all of Hollywood, I feel like, yeah, I can get a foot in the door because I've been more visible, but it doesn't make it doesn't make it any easier when it comes to the audition process, because I think I've gotten as many no's as other people have. And
Mm-hmm.
then there are other opportunities where I've been blessed to just be offered a role.
Uh-huh.
And that's a blessing too, but that also comes with paying your dues. That also comes with proving yourself. That also comes with the hard work that came before it, to where, okay, now people know how you are on the set. Now people know you know how to
Right.
read a call sheet and show up on time and be polite to everyone that's on the set. And you're going to hit your mark, and you're going to make sure that you know where the camera is, what camera left is, what camera right is, where the lighting is. Like, there's a professionalism,
Mm-hmm.
and there are things that you have learned that just make the job easier for someone that's been doing it for a longer time than
Okay.
someone that may be a little bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and we only got 3 weeks to film this movie, so we can't hold your hand, boo. Like,
Mm-hmm. No, that's
so
fair.
there is there's a benefit to experience in Hollywood. But being black in Hollywood, being black and plus size in Hollywood, I would not say that.
That's right. Okay, fair enough. So you hear a lot of people talk about, and I could credit people like, like Issa Rae or Lena Waithe. They just like create content for Black folks. You
Mhm,
know what I'm saying? So I mean, that seems to be sort of the way that we have to go. And I mean, I hear this a lot. It's just like, yo, if the work is not there, let's make the work. So
mhm.
what is your? I mean, do you do any content on your own as well?
I mean, yes, I
Hmm.
I, I work with producers and writers. Um, a producer myself in creating content, but it's a journey. It's not as
Hmm.
easy as people may make it.
Hmm.
People may think that it is. Like,
Okay.
I've known Lena Waithe for Jesus, I don't know how many years, and I've
Hmm.
seen her grind. I've seen her be a
So that's an
PA to
extreme
to
example of like you were saying earlier. Yep, you
I mean,
saw.
well, I
Hmm.
mean, like, but I just seen her work really, really freaking hard. And
Hmm.
when she struck gold, it was deserved because she
Right.
worked freaking hard. I've seen Issa Rae. Me and Issa Rae are from the same neighborhood. She's from Carson. I'm from Compton. We
Hmm.
have the same friends. We grew up
Hmm.
around the same people. I've seen her shooting
She
her
does the
show
work.
with an
Yeah.
iPhone. I
Hmm.
watched Awkward Black Girl on YouTube. I'm a
Hmm.
big fan of that. I was a
Hmm.
big fan of that show.
Hmm.
Before it, became the massive hit that it is, when
Hmm.
MTV took Awkward and took her idea and made it on MTV. You know what I'm saying? But she still persevered, and she got Insecure on HBO.
That's
You know
right.
what I'm saying? They both started out in a place where they weren't afraid to reach across and kind of work with what was around them. And now they're like mega producers,
Mega.
mega
Yep.
creators. Like, you
Yep.
know what I'm saying?
And
Like, I'm
they're,
so
and they're
proud of them.
putting other people on too.
Yes.
You're watching
Actors that
them.
we've been watching for years.
Yes, it's amazing to see that. Like they're
Yeah.
really paying it forward, and I love
Hmm.
that. And I just it's a beautiful thing. The
Hmm.
other thing I wanted to credit you with is okay. So you're from California, so you're used to
Yes.
sort of seeing some certain things around the Hollywood, scene, so to speak. But we never hear
Yeah,
anything.
and I'm from Compton,
She's
so
like,
I
it's the
don't.
same. No, everybody from Cali said they're like, wait, first of all, Hollywood is Hollywood.
It ain't the
LA is
same. It ain't the
okay,
same.
fair enough. Okay. I'm a fall back. I'm a fall back because you're not the first or the 50th person from LA that's told me that. I'm always getting corrected. They're like, no. Hollywood. We from
Hollywood is
LA.
Hollywood, honey. The first time I even went into Hollywood is because of tourists and friends in town. Like, girl, don't nobody from LA come down to Hollywood, baby. Not at all. So you want to go? Sure.
That is hilarious. That's how I feel about New York and Times Square. I'm like, I don't be in Times Square. Like, what I'm gonna be out here? Flashing lights, big old jumbo screens,
Exactly.
just like Hollywood Boulevard, dirty Disney characters. Like, I don't come. I don't want this.
And they're not even real Disney characters because that's
No,
illegal.
no, they're not. No, they be having like the Mickey head, and then they be having a gumbo body. Like, it be some weird stuff out there. It be weird. I'm talking Hollywood and Times Square. So yes, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. But what I was trying to ask you is that you don't have like this crazy, like nothing is crazy going on in your storyline. Nobody's like digging up mess on you. Like you're not involved. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to know like, and I want to make it more important too to like our Black and brown listeners, like that are interested in Hollywood. Like, how do you stay out of the fray and like just not be in the mess? Like, what kind of advice would you give to somebody that comes to Hollywood and is like, oh my God, celebrities, oh, they're giving us everything?
I don't know. I don't
Is
think
it on the
that I'm
person?
I don't think that I am the sorry, my ear. I don't think that I am the type that
Mm.
they go for the drama anyway.
Mm.
Like I'm just,
I don't know about that, Amber. I don't know about
I
that.
don't feel like I am.
No,
Like
no.
I don't see blogs and stuff and necessarily see people that look like me. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I am. First of all, I try my best to be unproblematic. I stay out of people's business.
Right. That's part of it, exactly. But see, that's the thing. The people that are problematic, that sort of surround themselves in those circles, everybody, that's the type. It doesn't, there's not a type like a look or so or whatever. The type is
I
the
am
person
a
that
home
absorbs. Yeah, I know, right? I'm like that
I'm
too.
a homebody.
Yeah.
I
Just want to
mind
be
my
happy.
business. I'm also Hollywood is a state of mind. It is not a real
Mm.
place.
Mm-hmm.
It's all this other stuff. Like I just want to enjoy what it is that I do.
Mm-hmm.
And like as soon as I start seeing like a switch up or some weirdness, in certain circles or with people, I'm like, God bless.
Yeah, how do you do that?
Because I'm
Are you a ghoster? Do you just go like, okay, that's crazy. I'm out. Like I'm not.
No, I'm the kind of person that is just I'm super intuitive and
Mm-hmm.
I can see things from a mile away. I also I have the same friends that I've had since like the 5th grade.
I've got the
Like
same friend since I was 6 years old.
since birth. I don't
Yeah.
really see I do have industry friends
Mm-hmm.
that are in the industry that I do consider friends that people don't even know we're friends. Like
Mm-hmm.
and I don't publicize it for a specific reason. So
Yes,
I
yes.
think I just try to keep my business to myself. I don't get in other people's business. If you share something with me 5 minutes later, I'm Dory. I don't even remember it.
I 100% no. I respect that. I love that about you. I'm the same way because it's like a game of telephone. Once you let something, you say
Mhm.
something, and then it says she said, he said, whatever. Then it comes back to you, and then you look like the bad person. People start telling you
Mhm.
things so you can say things, and they use you as like
Mhm.
the kind of like the catalyst for the drama. No.
Child, I don't. I just mind my business, and I find that works the best.
No, and it keeps you working.
It keeps me work. A lot of jobs that I do get is because they're like, yeah, Amber's really pleasant to work with, and that's the one thing that I found in Hollywood. Like, I have my bad days, like anybody else has
We
their
all
bad
do.
days.
Mhm,
Anybody can be a
mhm,
jerk, at one given moment. But I've been on set where I've had to come back the next day and been like, you know what, I had a really bad day yesterday, and I've had to
mm.
apologize to people. Like, I probably snapped. I'm really sorry, and you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying. Like, we
that
have
goes
to be
far.
adult,
Hmm.
and we have to, admit that. But
Hmm.
I think I don't know. I just feel like staying out of drama, minding your business, doing your job, being good at your
Just
job.
doing your job.
Being people will work with somebody that can get the job done and is pleasant before they work with somebody that can go above and beyond, but is a nightmare. Like that is
Yes, I
and
agree.
that is a truth in
That's a
Hollywood. I've
fact. Yeah,
seen it.
that's a truth. That's a truth in any industry. Actually, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah. No. So what's next for you?
Oh man. Jesus, that's such a loaded question.
I know.
In Hollywood because it's like, you audition and you work. I definitely am working on music for sure.
Good.
And there should be more music and video and visuals out next year.
Hmm.
I am continuing, I created a show with Neil Marin, Craig Zaden, may he rest in peace, Lisa Muse
Mm.
Bryant. a TV show, my own TV show, and working on continuing to like try and sell that because it's really good. It's called
Mhm.
Dream and it's incredible.
Awesome. Do you want to talk
That's
about the
my dream.
synopsis, or is that kind of
That's my
low?
dream. No, I'm not gonna
Okay,
talk about the
okay,
synopsis.
okay, okay, cool. Okay,
But
okay. I was gonna try.
it's
That was
out
me
there.
pressing.
It's
Oh, it
out
is
there.
okay.
It's
So if
out
we
there.
want to
Yeah,
Google, do our
you
Googles, we'll
could
find
Google
out.
it. I don't want to
Okay,
get into it, but
okay.
that's my biggest dream is to be the star of my own show.
Hmm.
I'm executive producing that show and create my own content, and I know it's gonna happen, and I just gotta continue to stay focused and will it into existence.
Hmm. I mean, like you said, you've. I mean, you're not really. It's effortless. You're being kind to people, and so
Mm,
kindness goes far, especially when you're not trying. So
yeah.
people will go above and beyond for someone that has treated them fairly. So I know whatever you want. And then like you said, so when you have this, you have like, is it like a vision board that you're placing these intentional sort of
Yeah,
these aspirations? Hmm.
I have a vision book, and then I journal a
Okay,
lot.
good. Yeah, that's good, right?
Every single
Hmm.
day I'm
Hmm.
writing down like this is what's going to happen, this is what I want,
Hmm.
any ideas, anything that comes to mind.
Hmm.
And then I have this book, and at the end of the year I put my pictures and all this other kind of stuff, and
Oh, so
put
you'll
my
actually go
target for
back.
the year.
It's
Hmm.
hard for me to go back, and I'm like, I kind of get cringy, but you're looking and say like, okay, where am I at and where was I at? You're
You
more look.
gotta look back. You
Okay,
gotta look
okay.
back.
I'll start
There are
doing
so
that.
many things that I've
Hmm.
been encouraged by. Like I remember when I got the movie with Tyler Perry.
Hmm.
I di- it used to be called my the list, and I always
Hmm.
forget what the new name of it is because it was called the list the whole time we were doing the movie,
Then
and
they're
then the
like, no
movie
name.
came out and it was a different
I'm like,
title. The movie I did with Tika Sumpter and Tiffany
hmm.
Haddish, Omari Hardwick, and right before that movie came out, a couple of months before, I said I wanted to do a movie with Tyler Perry, and he was the bullseye on my paper,
Ah,
and I
okay.
got the call to do the movie 2 months later. So like I really believe in manifestation, and
Hmm.
I truly believe in fixating on
Hmm.
what it is that you want, and
Hmm.
I think eventually, God willing, when if it's in the will of God and you're marching in purpose, I really believe that you'll receive it.
I appreciate that about you. This is, I mean, I didn't come in here knowing I was going to learn nothing. I was just going to ask. I was asking questions.
That's how you learn.
Right,
You ask
exactly right.
questions.
Like, okay, like I'm like, okay, goes to the internet, buys a journal, a new one, a brand, goes back through my notes, checks things off. I'm gonna use the
Yes,
bullseye. I like
yes.
that. I like that because I really do have very clear things I want to do. But the way
Hmm.
you're saying it, it doesn't. You don't feel like even if it don't happen right away, you don't. The way you're saying it, don't feel like you lost. You just know that
Yeah.
it's pending. Yeah,
Yeah,
I like
it's
that.
pending. And then
Yeah.
like you got to get it from up here. You got
Mhm.
to get it out.
Mhm.
You got to write it down.
Mhm.
Get it from up here cuz it's not going
Mhm.
to go any, it's just going to stick up here. You got
Mhm.
to.
I love that. That kind of really relates to your character too, and Christmas
Mhm.
Deja Vu. Yeah, just like get out of your own head and just
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Take the
Ah,
steps, do something.
thank you, Amber. It's been so nice to speak with you. You're just such a nice person.
Thank you. I
She's really
appreciate
nice.
that. Thank you. I appreciate
You're not acting, are you? No.
it. No, it's just
This the
good
real
energy all
deal.
around. When you
I
receive good
love that.
energy, you
Hmm.
give good energy when you receive good energy.
Oh man,
And usually, if I'm not receiving good energy, I'm just quiet.
no, I'm like that too. I'm just like, oh, okay, yeah. Hi, Amber. I'll be doing the same thing. Like, oh, that's interesting.
Just like, oh yeah,
But because I don't
cool.
like to say mean things to people. Like I'm not that.
Hmm.
Like for instance, even like if I was to, like, let's just say, well, I don't argue, so let me just take that all out the way. But just if somebody, if
Yeah,
I was in a disagreement or whatever, just some sort of discord, I'm not going to attack somebody. I don't. I'm not in
yeah.
the. I don't feel good making people feel bad. So I just will
Oh,
be
so you're
quiet.
great in a relationship.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I just be like, okay.
You're
And again,
amazing.
but this is what I was trying to say to you is that like if somebody like if you're coming at me crazy, it's nothing to negotiate because you're coming
Hmm.
at me crazy. So I don't want to even talk
Hmm.
about it. So that's where I'm
Yeah,
not. I'm not great because I'd be like, oh,
yeah.
crazy pants. Okay, changes, changes logs. We're out of here. Not discussing. You've lost your.
Yeah,
Your
I'm not. I'm a fusser. I do
mm,
fuss, but I'm not like an argue. I don't like to argue, but I will
mm.
fuss, and it's just in this tone. Like nobody like that because
But
it's.
that's the thing, and that's where I get in trouble because, like I said, I don't argue. So my
Hmm.
tone is always like, "Oh, so you mad?" So it's like it makes them more mad. Like, oh, okay,
So
that's
you're
real.
antagonistic.
Yeah, I guess so. Like unintentionally.
Yeah, that's funny.
I don't want them to be mad, but it's like you chose to be mad. I'm not
That
mad.
is hilarious. That's hilarious.
So it's like, come get your son because I'm not mad.
Come get your son.
I'm not mad. I think he needs a ride. I mean, take her out. Okay. But anyway, thank you, Amber, so much. Like, we were here to talk about Christmas Déjà Vu, and this actually really does come full circle. As much as we were just
Mhm.
talking like we was on the phone or something like that, it's very related to the character. So
Yes.
it's coming out on Thanksgiving Day. No.
Yes, it
Yes.
comes out
Yes.
Thanksgiving Day. I'm so excited to watch it with my family. I can't wait.
No, it is a good family film because it's a great
Mhm.
life lesson, for sure. And it's on BET Plus, Thanksgiving Day, Christmas Déjà Vu with Amber Riley. She's in there with Loretta Devine. I was so happy to see them together. Like, that brought me a different kind of joy because, again, like, I know the story of Dreamgirls as well. So I just got, like,
Mhm.
it's a different when when you black and you into hearing folks saying that, just it takes you to a place. So I was,
Mhm.
that was definitely it. But I just want to say again, once again, my name is Koku with blackfilm.com. This is the beautiful, wonderful, great, I mean, pleasant person, Amber Riley, BET
Thank you.
Plus, Christmas Deja Vu. It was so nice to talk to you, girl.
Nice talking to you too. Thank you for having
Thank
me.
you for talking to me, girl. She answered the phone. No. Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
If you want to see more content like this on blackfilm.com, make sure you like, subscribe, and ring that bell.